Hello everybody and welcome to Millennial Stitchers. So happy to have you here. I'm Sarah and I am the stitchy part of Millennial Stitchers. My boyfriend and I, Nathan, have been on YouTube for a little while now, on and off. So our channel, if you're new here, started off being both of us. He was stitching a little bit. Now he doesn't stitch as much, but we last year started Millennial Fabrics, which is our fabric company, and he does that with me. So you're probably going to see him on here doing guest appearances, but mostly it's just me. I'm the stitcher. So if you're confused about the name, I've had questions about that. That's what it is. So like I said, I've been wishy-washy about posting videos, which I'm sorry. I don't know. I get so into it and then I'm like, oh, I can't do it this weekend, maybe next weekend. And then it ends up being, 6 months as my friend Karen reminds me I need to film. So here I am, Karen, I'm filming, I'm doing the thing. So here I am. Karen also started a YouTube channel and her channel is with her friend and they are stitching past my bedtime. So of course they'll be linked down below because you've got to go check them out. They are hilarious and wonderful. So you can also check Karen out on a previous video that I posted when we were at a retreat in Ocean City at the Salty Yarns retreat. So today's going to be a different type of video than you're used to seeing on my channel. And if you're new here, it's going to be your first video. It's going to be my favorite kind of video, which is a WIP parade, which I've never been able to do because usually, if you know me, I have one WIP because I'm a monogamous stitcher. Sometimes to a fault. I have all these things, I have all these boxes of stuff I want to stitch, and then I stitch one thing at a time. But I'm trying really hard in 2024 to venture away from that and stitch numerous things because sometimes I lose my stitching bug because I get like, I don't want to stitch this little portion of the only project I have going. So somehow that was me 2 weeks ago, and somehow now I have 10. That's right, 10 in progress. So we're going to have a WIP parade of the 10 that I have in progress, which is mind-blowing to me. And then I'm also going to show you my basket of finishes. I have lots of finishes to share since I haven't been on Flosstube in a little while. Yeah, so we are just going to jump right into this. We're going to start with WIPs, okay? So you're going to see me on my tablet a lot. I use my iPad to stitch pretty much as humanly possible because that is what I prefer. You're also going to see me referencing my planner. I have a happy planner. Oh, you can see my ring light in there. I have a happy planner that I purchased and absolutely love. So this has been like the holy grail so far. So I will just show you, if you guys are interested, I'm happy to do a tour of this happy planner. I've done a lot of customization to it, but I'm just going to show you. So I made my own progress pages. So like, I use these to track each of my projects. I got the hole punch for the happy planner and have inserted my own stuff. So you're going to see me referencing these in my iPad, just so you know. Okay. Also, at the end of this video, I'm going to go over a few updates for Millennial Fabrics. So if you're interested in that, that'll be at the end of the video. And I do have some sample fabrics to share with you guys. So super excited about that. All right, so we are just going to jump into this. These are in no particular order, just the order that I have them stacked here. Most of these are just in plastic project bags, but my amazing friend Gina makes me projects bags, and so I have some of hers, which I will definitely share. They are also not ironed. They are just in the bag. So I may come around so I can show you a little bit better. And then of course, some of these as well, unfortunately, are older WIPs and I don't know what fabric they're on. So I do apologize for that. So of course, this one is nearly in the back of my WIPs here. Okay. So this is going to be the Quilted Witch, and I started her October 13th of 2023. I'm very much a seasonal stitcher. I have a very hard time stitching stuff when it is not that season. Unfortunately, I do not know the fabric on this. A wild guess would be that it might be Vintage Country Mocha. Maybe. But yeah, so I have her sleeves done, her hair, and that cute pumpkin, and the start of her hat. And that's kind of, that would be Bowie. You hear scratching on a scratching post. That's kind of where I stopped. I have her hand over here, but you like the skin tone doesn't really, you can't really see it on that fabric, so I don't love that. But so I may frog that, I don't know. But this is a pattern by Lori Holt, and like I said, it's the Quilted Witch. I got it off Fat Quarter Shop's website as a digital pattern, but I will pull it up on my tablet so you can see what the finished product's gonna look like, because she's so cute. When I saw her online, I was like, remind me when it's posted, because it's so cute. Here we go. Now, when I get to this skirt, I've heard it's a doozy, but that is the Quilty Witch by Lori Holt. So super duper cute. And it has a cat on it. That is 176 by 213 if you're looking at stitch counts. And this adorable project lives in a project bag that my friend Gina made me, 'cause she's amazing. So it is a vinyl front project bag, and it has bees and honey on it. So cute. And on the inside, it's got bees. So cute. So I picked this fabric out, and then she made this for me. So that's going to be project number 7 in my journal, and that's the Quilted Witch. Okay, and another bag that my amazing friend Gina made me. This one is going to be like mechanical birds. Not normally my thing, but I thought they were literally so cute. So we've got that, and then the inside of the bag is this really pretty blue. Okay, Bowie is behind me getting into my bag that I carry all of my cross stitch bags in. He's sitting in it. Okay, oh, this is a special stitch, also a very pathetic little start, but that's, sorry about that. He knocked my bag over and it made a crashing sound, so I wanted to cut that out and also make sure he was okay. So the next project that I'm going to show you is pretty special to me because my stitchy friends and I started it. We like to do New Year, New Starts together, so we all get on Zoom and stitch together. This is going to be project number 2 in my stitchy journal, and it is called Cape Cod Keeps, and it is by Plum Street Samplers. So I'm just going to pull up on my tablet here a picture of it because my start is just pitiful and you're never going to be able to tell what it is. So give me just a moment. I thought I had a picture already on here, but I definitely didn't. So I'm just looking on 1, 2, 3 stitch really quickly. Forgive me. That is an awful picture. Doo-doo. Okay, so here is the design. It's the bottom one, Friends Are We, with the little whale. So I am stitching the whole thing. The whale is in Fancy Floss, so I'm stitching that in Fancy Floss. I'm also planning on adding at the bottom the name, so Salty Yarns 2022, because that's where we met our friend Karen. Jill, Gina, and I went, and then we met Karen there, and now we've been friends ever since. So I'm going to be adding that to the bottom, but it's just a teeny tiny little start. I also have to frog the fish because you can't see him. So that is my start. Actually, I brought a board for the purpose of showing these a little bit better. So, ooh, well, that actually might make it worse. It does. Darn it. That stinks. There is a stray piece of floss back here because I didn't want to cut my fancy floss when I paused stitching. But teeny tiny little star. But you can see the variegation in the whale, which is awesome. But I am going to frog that fish because in person, you just can't see it. And if you can see on the pattern, you can see it, which is weird because I used called for thread for the fish. I don't know, questionable. It's questionable. So can't even remember if I said this. I'm just gonna say it again in case I didn't. This is Plum Street Samplers Cape Cod Keeps. Friends Are We. Started that January 1st, 2024 with my besties on Platin Edinburgh linen. You're gonna hear that a lot. It's my favorite fabric. 36 count, and this is 72 by 51. The only adaptation note, I have a section for that here if you saw, is that I am changing that DMC. So don't know what to. I think Jill trial and errored many, so I'm probably just gonna do whatever the heck she did, because hers looks great, because they're like done and I have that teeny tiny little start, but that's okay. It's all good. No problemo. Okie dokie. I'm gonna take a drink of water. I feel like I've been talking a million miles a minute. Okay, here we go. On to the next WIP. So this one is a doozy, and you're gonna see her. I mean, I could be gray. Actually, my tablet told me when I plugged this pattern in that I would be finished in 2084. Okay, so this is Chromatic Dragon by Pain Free Stitches. I don't even have it open yet. I just know that because I've looked at it so very many times. So let me set that down for a second so I can get my information pulled up. Okay, Chromatic Dragon, Pain Free Crafts. I started this just the other day. Put my first 100 stitches in, put it in on Tuesday. So the fabric is massive and is dyed by Nathan and I, and it is called Mystic Rain. So it is dyed from Millennial Fabrics. I have this whole big, a huge amount of progress. My tablet has told me it is 0.0% done. This is 100 stitches. Okay, so I'm gonna show you what it's gonna look like though, because it's stunning. Like it's so pretty. And the rendition that Pain Free Crafts did, original art is by Mikey Bergman. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Let's see. So here's my pitiful little start. It felt like a lot to me when I did it though. It's a lot of colors. It's really, hey Bowie. It's really pretty though, and I just love how the fabric turned out too. So super measly little start, but that's okay. Here is the beauty herself. She's so pretty. Oh my goodness. So she's gonna be massive, and maybe I'll get her done at some point. Oh my gosh, she's gonna sit. Nobody, no, you can't sit there. At some point in my life, I will finish this. So this is my big project. She's on my WIP Go board like, I don't know, like 6 times or something. So hopefully they don't both get called in the same month like Nevermore just did. Because that would be a lot. I'm just gonna stick her back in this bag that she doesn't fit in because she's too big. And I don't want to take her off the Q-snap because it rolled all that fabric up in the back. Okay, moving on. Oh, and she is project number 4, just for reference in my notebook. And she is on 18 count Rain, which is an offshoot from Mystic Fog, which is one of our original colors, but Mystic Rain has blues in it too. I know it was hard to tell, but there are blues on it. You can see like me holding up the humongous piece of fabric on my Instagram. So check that out, but that's 18 count, and it is 384 by 545. She's a big boy, big girl. And she was also my WIP Go call, WIP Co January number 22. So my WIP Co was to start her, so I started her, got 100 stitches in. Anywho's, okay, so moving on to our next project. The rest of these projects, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 of them are all just in plastic little bags that I got on Amazon. Okay, so this one, let's chat. This one, okay. Let me just flip to the page. I'm actually wondering, oh wait, okay, I know what I did. Hold on a minute. Okay. These actually go together. My bad. Those go together. Yep. I did unzip everything before the video because I've been watching a lot of Flosstubes, and that seems to be, you have to do that now. Okie dokie. So this is Ever Flowering Garden by Owl Forest Embroidery. I saw this pattern when I was just flipping through Etsy, and saw it, and I was like, whoa, I need to do that. Like, I became obsessed with it. I sent it to all my friends. We were all like, whoa, we all need to do that. And then I started, like, you know, trying to kit up, and I downloaded it, and I was like, whoa, that's a lot of pages. And I was like, how big is this thing? She big. She's big. She's 461 by 533. Now, she will be less stitches than Chromatic Dragon because she's a sampler and the dragon is full coverage. But I, at first, was like, okay, it's going to be so big. I'm just going to do 1/1 on 36. No, Sarah does not enjoy 1/1. I don't know. I don't know why I thought I was going to do that. So I stitched 3/4 of this little pot. And I'm going to show it to you, and then I'm going to tell you what I'm actually going to do, because this is going to get frogged. But luckily, this piece of fabric is the perfect size for another project I'm doing. So you're going to see it again in just a minute. Okay, so I stitched this little pot, and I hated it. I don't like 1/1. It was literally miserable for me. So I was messaging my friends, and I was like, but it's going to be so big. Oh, well. She's just gonna be big. She's just gonna be big because I need to enjoy what I'm doing. That's correct. That is correct. Yes, that is right. Oh, did you just see my pajama pants? Hey. She big. That's right. But that's okay. She's really pretty. So I haven't started it again. I'm probably going to try to pick this up today and at least restitch what I'm going to pull out of the other piece. So I just forgot to move this piece of fabric over. But I originally started her on January 22nd, 2024. So I'm going to keep that as the start date because it is when I started the project. I just have to frog it and switch fabrics to, would you have guessed, Platinum Edinburgh Linen 36 count. It's my favorite fabric. But the colors on this are so pretty. I'm going to even pull them out and show them to you because I'm obsessed. I pulled them and I was like, oh my gosh. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I'm going to try to do this without spilling them everywhere. Okay. Look at the colors. Yes, please. Yes. Yes. Okay. So that is project number 5, Ever Flowering Garden by Owl Forest Embroidery. You'll be seeing that for a while, but I'm excited because there's little motifs on it that I'll be able to finish, and that'll make me feel accomplished, which that counts for something. Okay, so then let's just go ahead and talk about this piece that I'm going to be frogging and what I'm going to be doing with it. So if you've been on my channel for a little bit, you know Nathan and I bought our lovely home last year in 2023, and I have been looking for a sampler to do as like a new home sampler, something that I could put our address on that really resonated with us. But that's really hard to find, and I didn't just want to stitch anything because you only buy your first home once, right? So I finally found it. I was so excited. I was like jumping up and down. Okay, so it is Let Love Rain by Teresa Kogut. I love it so much. And there's a cat and a dog on it, right? Like, if you know us, you know we have animals, obviously. Bowie's already made an appearance. So we have 2 cats, 2 dogs, 2 lizards, and there's no lizard on it, but that's okay. The cats and the dogs, and then obviously a man and a woman, so that's awesome. And the sampler is just stunning, and I was hoping to have it here to show you, but unfortunately it's not being delivered till tomorrow from 123 Stitch. But it just so happens that this piece of fabric that was too small for Ever Flowering Garden is the exact perfect size that I would need for Let Love Rain. So this is going to be turned into Let Love Rain. So Let Love Rain is going to be project number 11. And it is going to be the sampler that represents our new home. So it's going to hang like in the front, in our front foyer. Suki is like having a spell over there. So that will be Let Love Rain. I can hardly wait to start that sampler. Okay, next one. Let's see here, what do we got? Oh, okay, so this was a project that was inspired by Laura from Stitching by the Shore. I'm gonna find my paper for it eventually. This is what happens, I have too many projects and now I can't find my paper. This is the Love Boat Sampler by Artist Designs. So I have modified this significantly, just so you know. So this project is originally stitched on like pink fabric. And I was not digging that. And it was funny because Laura switched hers too. But of course I moved mine to platinum Edinburgh linen, 36 count. Shocking, I know. I just didn't love the pink. But I like the pattern a lot, and I would have never picked this up had Laura not showed it on her channel. So thanks, Laura. Here it is. So super cute without the pink fabric, in my opinion. Yeah, it might just be one of those things you have to see in person because sometimes pictures don't really show. But here's my progress on it. I became a little obsessed and I stitched it quite a bit once I started it, which was on January 22nd. So that is where I'm at right now. A few things about this project. The flowers are a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for? I've lost it. My bad. The flowers have a lot of colors in them. And you kind of got to jump all over the place. Like the big flowers are fine, but the little flowers, like, and some of these little flowers, there's like 5 colors and a teeny tiny little flower. So, yes, that can be a little bit frustrating, but it's okay because I can rotate. So this is 120 by 143. I'm looking at my fabric and thinking, oh my goodness, is it big enough? But yeah, it is. Because I'm going all the way up, all the way over, and then filling in the sides. That is my plan, at least. So that is my progress on the Love Boat Sampler. So this is 120 by 143. So I imagine it'll be a fairly quick stitch. Maybe I'll finish it next month. I don't know. Maybe. Just have to put some dedicated time into that one to get it done. So that is project number 3. Okay. We've got 3 more to go. Okay. So I'm going to save the most exciting one to me for last. So this one is one that we haven't seen in a little while. I haven't picked it up in a while. It is Moroccan Lanterns by Vivsters on Etsy. I actually started this June 10th, 2023, and it is on a different fabric. It's on Morning Mist Forbidden Fiber Company, 40 count. And I'm using 1 thread over 2 linens. So this is my progress. This is one of those patterns where you look at it online and it doesn't really jump at you, but when you see people stitch it, it's incredible. Look at that. Oh my gosh, I love my progress. In person, these lanterns glow and I have no idea how. It's odd. I've never seen, like, I'm gonna even come around and see if I can show you a little bit closer. I have never seen threads glow like this. Look at that. I don't know, it's just incredible to me. So I've been working on outlining the next lantern and then I will work on filling it in. So that is Moroccan Lanterns. And here it is overall. So there's lanterns on the bottom and the top, and I will show you what the actual project is going to look like. Give me just a moment. So the picture that she has on here, if I can do it, is, well, shoot, that is not working the way I want it to. give me just a second. I'm going to go in my files and pull it up that way. Sometimes my app gives me a little bit of trouble. Bear with me. Here we go. So this is what is posted online, which is obviously, I feel like the actual stitched piece is so different. So that is the online picture. So definitely gorgeous, but definitely the stitch piece is better. So I know some of you were concerned that I didn't have enough space, but I do. Oh, it's upside down, excuse me. So this lantern is going to end over here, and then they go up. So I will have plenty of space. Now, one thing I was thinking about doing, I did see other people online do this, and I'm going to zoom in so you can see, hopefully. Okay, so you see how on the top, the chain there, it's like dotted. I think I'm going to either do that in beads or so very many French knots. I'm not totally sure. I think beads would look really cool with that because it would look like a chain, but I'm not completely sure. This project, like I said, it's been going for a while, and it is 250 by 230. I think it's gaining some popularity. I saw someone comment on my Instagram post that they had it kitted up, and I feel like this is just kind of one of those patterns that it's not very well known. So I was excited to see that. Okay, so this next one isn't a start yet, but I got it called for February WIPCO, so I wanted to get it kitted up ASAP because both of my calls, 3 and 24, were both this pattern that I've had in my stash for quite some time. So it is Nevermore by Lila's Studio. Another pattern that I would have never in a million years looked at had I not seen the sample. So my cross stitch friends and I saw this sample at Cross Stitch Station in Waynesboro, Virginia, and fell in love with it. So I got the paper pattern and I'm gonna put it on my tablet, but I've got it mostly kitted up. Now this project, I will tell you, is gonna have a lot of adaptations. So once I actually sit down and start this project, I will be happy to tell you the adaptations. I'm going to be spending a ton of time on this project because my WIPCO board, like I said, called for it twice, and each of them is gonna be 500. So I'm gonna be putting 1,000 stitches in this project, oh goodness, in February. Which is gonna be crazy. So I'm probably gonna do a middle start because you know me, I don't trust myself. But that's what I'm gonna be doing. So not quite a start, but fully kitted up. So I wanted to share it with you since you're gonna be seeing it a whole bunch. So last but not least is going to be a very exciting project that I started last night with my mom. I'm so excited. So I really don't recall if my mom was stitching yet by the last time I filmed a video. I really don't think so. But just a teeny bit of backstory. I'm also gonna take a sip of water. Teeny bit of backstory. My grandmother was an avid cross stitcher. So she stitched religiously on 14 count, but massive pieces, and they hung on her wall. So I had seen those all growing up, and then I was trying to get into some kind of craft when I was in high school. And my mom was like, well, you know, my mom cross stitches. Well, my grandmother passed away 2 years ago, and so I inherited all of her cross stitch stuff. But when my mom was going through her thing, she found a pattern of my Grammy's that she really wanted to do. So it's actually of an empty stitching chair, you know, without the stitcher there. So she wanted to do that kind of like a memorial type piece, but my mom has never ever cross stitched. And this was a pattern that is from, you know, an older magazine, and it is a doozy. It, you know, all the back stitch is right on top of the pattern, and it's a little bit hard to read. And it's got a lot of jumping colors, and it's not really beginner friendly. So my mom came down here to visit me, oh gosh, when was that? In August or no, September, because she was going to house sit for us, and Nathan and I were going to the beach. And she and I started her, she loves gnomes. So we just started her on a little gnome, and I thought, this is so great. She's going to love this gnome. Well, the gnome, let me tell you, this is my bad. It has so much blending, and there is color blocking, but it's all the same colors. Like, this gnome is so green, and she's doing the darn thing. Like, she's about halfway through, but he's a doozy. He's a doozy. So my mom, though, loves succulents, loves them. And I do too. And so yesterday I was watching Miss Laura by Stitching by the Shorgan, and I saw a pattern that took my breath away, and I had to do it for multiple reasons. So called Mom up and I said, "What you doing, Mom?" And she was like, working on HVAC things. Why? And I said, "You need to go to the store now." I found Serena Sprout by Autumn Lane Stitchery. So this is very exciting for numerous reasons. One, I am going to the stitching retreat in North Carolina with Autumn Lane Stitchery. So it's going to be their very first retreat. Jill, Gina, and I are all three going. I'm so excited. So I really wanted to stitch something Autumn Lane. But when I saw this pattern, I knew it was something that Mom and I had to do together, because we both love succulents, and she would look phenomenal with our succulents, right? So here she is. I'm going to show you the full. I just started her last night, but I can already tell I'm going to get obsessed. So this is her. So cute. I cannot even. She's so cute. So I started her last night, and I've already done 500 stitches on her because, again, I'm obsessed. As a matter of fact, I wasn't going to take her off my frame to come down here, because when I'm done filming this, I'm going to stitch some more. My needle did just get hung up though, so let me fix that. Here is my start on Serena. I love it. So this is actually the back of her hair and the start of her dress. So very small start, but about 500 stitches in. She is 138 by 190. And again, she's on platinum Edinburgh linen, 36 count, 1 strand of thread over 2 linens. And again, that's Serena Sprout. She's so cute. But that's gonna be my stitch with my mom. So here's what we decided. We sometimes stitch on video chat, but my mom and I stitch at very different paces, which is totally fine. So we're just gonna stitch at whatever pace we do. And then once we're done stitching, we're gonna wait. My cats are below me. Suki is growling at Bowie. She is a grumpy old woman. But anywho's, so we are going to finish whenever we finish, and then when she comes down to visit me or I go to visit her, we are going to frame our projects at the same time together. So I think that'll be super duper fun. That was a start on January 27th, just last night. Like literally last night, I got 19 stitches in because we were starting her at like midnight. But that is my last WIP that I brought down here. I am realizing I forgot to bring a WIP down here because I haven't touched it in so very long, but I do have a page for it, and you've seen it. So I'm just going to let you know that I'm working on it, and that is going to be Quilty Barns. So holy moly, those are on an unknown 18 count Ada, and I've worked a lot on them. That's a pattern by Lori Holt, and it's 207 by 207. So I'll make sure to put that in my bag and bring it for next video, but that is project number 8 for me. So I will list down below my project numbers and what they are. That way you know what I'm stitching on in reference to the numbers. So that is my current stitchy progress, and I'm gonna show you this too because I'm very proud of myself. One, I'm very close to having stitched every day of January, which is a major goal of mine, to stitch as very many days out of the year as I can, even if it's just a few little stitches. But this is how I started January. Now notice that that same color is all one pattern I'm stitching on very monogamously. So I started this one, and then I was like, no, I have to do my monogamous stitching. But I really challenged myself, and this week I have currently worked on 5 different projects. That's a huge difference, and I've made like progress on them all. So like I said, if you want a tour of how I set this up or a tour of my WIP Go board, just let me know and I'm happy to do that. I really love this journal. It has been fantastic. Okie dokie. So now we are going to actually jump to Millennial Fabrics super quick because I have it sitting on top of my finishes. So I'm just gonna talk to you about it super duper fast. So Millennial Fabrics has gone into 2024. We're very, very, very excited. We have a new logo, really excited about that. So that's gonna be our new logo, so cute. This is gonna be our flyer that goes home in all of our fabric packages. So in case you don't know, Nathan and I started Millennial Fabrics back in about August of 2023, and we have just loved it and we have been so blessed. It has kind of exploded. So we have a fabric group, which will be right down below on Facebook. You can join that and keep up to date with us and fabric we post, and just see what everybody else is stitching. Super fun. We're like a little family on there, which is great. And then we also have a Fabric of the Month club. So we did a trial club last year, but then this year it's a full-fledged club. So you receive a mystery fabric from us each month. We have 4 different counts you can pick from. We have 14 count Aida, 16 count Aida, 18 count Aida, and 28 count even weave Lugana right now. Now that Fabric of the Month club starts at only 14 bucks a month. So it's super affordable for hand-dyed fabric. And so you'll get your invoice at the beginning of the month, and then Nathan and I dye right around the 3rd week of the month. I need to make an announcement in the group, but Nathan has been working 12-hour shifts 7 days a week, so we kind of have to dye on weekends that he's scheduled off. So just know and understand that as much as possible. He is working super hard for us, which I appreciate. And then I'm also doing after school tutoring. So we've been super busy with like our day job wise, which is sometimes why things are a little wonky, but your invoice will always come at the beginning of the month and you will always get your fabric by the end of the month. But they come in 2 sizes. We have fat eighth, which is 11 by 18, and fat quarter, which is 18 by 22. So if you order, that will come and it has QR codes on there so you can scan and join our Facebook group and our Fabric of the Month. So if you want more information on Facebook group or Fabric of the Month, they'll be right down below, and you can also just hit me up for it. But I wanted to just share a couple of our newer colors with you. So this is a favorite of mine. So this is Dream House. Now, full disclosure, we did dye this before the Barbie movie came out, but it is very Barbie-esque. It's also very Valentine's Day-esque. So sorry, it stopped recording because I ran out of storage space because I'm recording in 4K. Hopefully that makes the quality better. So anyways, this is Dream House. So I can't show you this month's Fabric of the Month, even though it's amazing, amazing. I have to wait because people haven't received it yet, and it's obviously a surprise. So this is a very niche fabric, but this is called Sully, and it's named after Monsters Inc., obviously. Super pretty. Someone had the wonderful idea of doing a mermaid on that. Loved that idea. Would be gorgeous. That's Sully, and like I was saying, as of this moment in time, all of these fabrics are available on Millennial Fabrics Facebook page. All right, this is Golden Harvest. So it's got some browns and oranges in there and yellows. Super pretty. And hand-dyed fabric is so wonderful because every piece is unique. You're never gonna have the same as somebody else. So like for instance, this piece right here is $12.50. And we try to keep our prices to where we don't lose money, but it's also affordable because we want everybody to have an opportunity to have hand-dyed fabric. This is a fan favorite. It's Wanderlust, and it's a very muted purple. This one here is $12.50. So pretty. Very muted purple. Now, if you have any questions about, hey, how do you think this pattern would look? You just message me on Facebook. If you join our group, my name is on there, Nathan's on there. You can message us and we're happy to chat with you and see about, you know, matching your patterns. And we love talking fabric. So if you have any questions. So these are certainly not all of our colors, but they are just some of our newer colors and our popular colors that we aren't sold out of. So this here is Emerald City. This is a brand new color to us. We just dyed this in our last round of dyeing. So pretty. So this is inspired by Wizard of Oz, and it's got greens and blues in there. It's very emeraldy. Okay, and then the last two fabrics I'm going to show you are actually examples of our Fabric of the Month Club. So these are both last year's Fabric of the Month. I'm going to show you the different colors and the different sizes. So this is Elixir, and this is our smaller size. This is the 1/8. 1/8. So this is a really good size piece of fabric, and like this is an example of what would be $14 for Fabric of the Month. So this is Elixir. I do have a few extras, like I've said, so this is available if you're interested. Those won't come out as standard colors potentially ever, but definitely for many months as per whatever I put on the form when we sign up. I put on there how many months it's going to be. This one is going to be an example of 1/8 or 1/4, I'm sorry. So this is called Solitude. These are pretty big pieces of fabric, so they're a little crammed in here. So this is our 1/8 or 1/4. Oh my goodness. So this is Solitude. Again, I do have some more of these. So this is like a gray purple. Really, really pretty. And these iron nice too. They've obviously been folded in the bag, but that's why I'm trying to kind of make it taut up there so you can see. But they've just been folded to protect them. So that is the last fabric I'm going to share with you guys. That is Solitude. And that was a Fabric of the Month last year, but you can buy extra Fabric of the Months. I just don't dye any more of that color until after the period of time where Fabric of the Month is exclusive. That way they have exclusive access. So you can join that, and the cool thing is you can drop it any time. So if you want to join for a month and try it out, you totally can do that. So that is just down below. It's a Google form, and you can fill that out. Okay, so that is enough about millennial fabrics. Just like a huge part of our life right now, so I want to share it with you. So finally for this video, we're going to do a little finishes parade. So I have quite a few finishes in here to share. The first one is going to be This I Know, and this is Plum Street Samplers. There we go. Let me tell you about this project. So the leaves are done in fancy floss, if you can see that. They're gorgeous. I loved doing everything about this project except for the sheeps. The sheeps. I thought I was gonna have to put it down. Truly, truly. The sheep are so very cute, but I did this, this was my fault. I did this project over with one strand of floss, and when I got down here to the sheep, they weren't full enough. They weren't sheep. So then I had to figure out what to do. So I, first of all, had to rip a lot out because I didn't like it. And then I went back and I was like, okay, I can do this. So I did half stitch, half a leg I did of one strand, and then the second half was 2. That way I didn't want it to be too full, right? But they got done, and they're cute. So I finished this in 2023. Most of these are finished in 2023. They're just waiting to be framed, which is also on my WIP go board. So that was This I Know. Okay, this is Santa's house from the house series of, oh my goodness, I'm having a brain fart. Oh my gosh. what is my problem? Just a moment. I have the info right here. Gosh, I'm a mess. I can't even believe that. Cottage garden samplings. Goodness. Okay, so this one's a little different. So I'm gonna actually come around so I can show you this. And I have it on a board because of how I'm displaying it in my house. So here it is. Tons of modifications on this project. White simply doesn't show up on this fabric. So I actually changed the white to glitter. So you can see that. I actually love the change though. I think it looks great. Great, great, great. So if you saw me on Facebook, you would see I had every intention of stitching all of these houses, all of them. I was gonna do it in a series. I was really excited about it. It was gonna be great. But if I'm just keeping it 100, the castle doesn't really fit the theme of my house, right? And like if I stitch it, I want to be able to display it. So I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna do the castle, but let's see what the next one is. And then when the greenhouse came out, it's a pretty pattern, but it is not what I was thinking it would be. Like I like stitching like actual houses like this one. So I think I'm just gonna pick which ones I like from that series and do it that way, which kind of stings because I got a board and everything for the patterns, but I want to make sure that I can display and enjoy what I stitch. So that's what I'm going to do for that. And I have so many now that I'm doing that it's fine. Okay. Our next one, I don't think you guys saw it all. So this is Wisdom by Teresa Kogut. I'm going to use my board on this one because I don't think you're going to be able to see it otherwise. This is my light board for diamond painting. There she is. Loved every stitch of this pattern. This is a special pattern too. It's actually the first time I've stitched the entire alphabet in a pattern. And I liked it because it wasn't blatantly in there. Like they're kind of sprinkled around. I love the muted colors of this, and I just love like the meaning behind it. Kindness is everything. So yes, this is Teresa Kogut. I finished this. So this one is a 2023 start, but I did keep it in my book because it was my main stitch of January. When you saw that one thing I stitched, it was that. I was trying to finish it. So I can tell you some info on that pattern actually, because I have it right here. So that was the day I finished it. We took a Polaroid and put it in my journal. So yeah, that's fun. But that's Wisdom. I started that December 24th, so the day before Christmas, and I finished it January 21st. So I stitched that like really fast because it's pretty big. It's 181 by 159, and it was to finish this with my WIP Go call number 9. The only thing I replaced on this, so you know, is DMC 422. I replaced it with 3046 just to pull from stash. It was a super similar color. I just used my color card right here to find a really similar color. Just because I had everything but one, and I was like, not gonna go to the store for that. So that is Wisdom. 2 more. Okay, this one, let me see if I can find the name of it, because this is the only one I don't know the name off the top of my head. This is Wild Salt Air by Hands On Design. I stitched this very quickly. It's super cute though. It's tiny, tiny. So I got this when we went on our Salty Yarns retreat back in October. And she's really cute. It says, I dream of the sea and the wild salt air. Loved it. And then they had specialty stitches all around the edges. You see those. Oh my gosh. The litter box. Really? During my finishes parade? Oh my gosh. Excuse him. Nope, that's him. So here's this one. And I have a really cute idea to finish that one, but I have calls on my WIP Go board for finishes, so I'm gonna wait. Okay, this is my last one and a huge, huge accomplishment. So this is the Day by Plum Street Samplers. And she's beautiful. Ah, I love this pattern. I would totally stitch this again. Totally stitch this again. I actually am gonna stitch part of it again. I'm gonna stitch these flowers for a coworker of mine as an end of the year gift for her office. So this is the day. All right, so those are my finishes. I just wanted to pull the stuff that you've maybe seen or that I've done since we've last spoken. So I've been stitching a lot. And now I'm feeling very motivated to record videos for you guys. Now let's chat videos real quick before I end this video. So I don't know how often I'm going to upload. I don't want to make promises to you guys that I can't keep. So I used to do every week, and that just got to be too much because by the time I filmed and edited, you know, it takes a long time, and then I'd rather be stitching, right? So that made it difficult. So Karen does every 2 weeks, and that works pretty good for them. I also know some Flosstubers who do once a month. So I'm gonna play between those. So you might see me in 2 weeks or you might see me in a month. I think it's gonna depend on progress, but I'm making a lot of progress. So I'm gonna aim for 2 weeks. I'm going to aim for 2 weeks unless it's a week that we dye fabric. So just keep up with me on Instagram. I'm going to post, I'll get in a routine. I just need to find a routine that like actually works for me for our like actual update videos. Sometimes I get down on myself because I only had one project to show and that's not very exciting. So now that I'm stitching all these things, I think it'll be more exciting. So yeah, that's gonna be it for today. But like I said, if you wanna see a journal video, I kind of wanna film a journal video. I might just do it and just be like, you guys requested it, even if no one requested it. I'm so sorry. One more thing. So I am going to be attending StitchCon Weekend A this year. So excited. Oh my gosh. I'm going to be attending Weekend A of StitchCon. So if you're coming, let me know. I would just love to meet you. And 2, I'm going to be attending the Queen City, I think is what it's called, but it's the retreat in Charlotte, North Carolina with Autumn Lane Stitchery. So if you are coming to that, please tell me. I'd love to know. So yeah, I think that's all I have. If you guys have questions about anything at all, please leave them down below. I will check it. You can also message me on Instagram. That will be also right down below. I'd love to hear from you. I just love communicating and talking with you guys. So thank you so much for being here. It means the world to me, and we will see you next time. Happy stitching!